Before we recognize tonight's honorees, I would like to recognize State Representative Ann Stava Murray and thank her for attending. I also want to thank the Wheeling Park District for graciously hosting the Best of the Best Awards Gala at the Chevy Chase Country Club for the 12th year in a row. This beautiful historic setting provides the perfect venue to honor such a wonderful group of people. The Park District is represented by Sue Stein, Board President, Brian Lichtenberger, Sherry Klump, and Rich Rosen. Would the board and staff from the Wheeling Park District please stand and be recognized?
In Illinois, we're privileged to have more than 2,100 elected and appointed board members who generously donate their time to a cause about which they're passionate. Together with outstanding park professionals, they create a park, recreation, and conservation system that is second to none. These board members share the spirit of volunteerism, and they give up countless hours of their personal time for community service.
We begin this evening's celebration with Board Member Service Anniversary Awards. Would all Service Anniversary Award winners please come forward? These awards recognize volunteer board members who have dedicated years of their lives to furthering the park recreation and conservation mission. These volunteers do not get paid, and yet their contribution of time and talent are priceless. With us this evening to accept 10-year Board Member Anniversary Awards are Greg Lappin, Deerfield Park District. Eric Entler, Park District of Forest Park. Kathleen Repass, Geneseo Park District. John Frankenthal, Geneva Park District. Angie Katsumakis, Glenview Park District. Karen Morrison, Gulf Maine Park District. Sharon Knitter, Oak Brook Park District. Mary Kay Ludeman, Plainfield Park District. Tyler Smith, Rockford Park District. Richard Rosen, Wheeling Park District. and Susan Stein, Wheeling Park District. Here with us this evening to accept a 15-year board member anniversary award is Michael Kenyon, Forest Preserve District of Kane County. The next Board Service Anniversary Award tonight recognizes individuals who have served for 2 decades. Recipients of the 20-year Board Service Anniversary Award this evening are Tom Bars, Frankfurt Park District. Susan Vanderveen, Geneva Park District. Jim Long, Lan Oak Park District. Thomas Trudson, Oak Brook Park District. Jacqueline Petty, Peoria Park District. And Bob Thompson, St. Charles Park District. Please join me in a warm round of applause for their dedication and strong commitment.
Illinois Park, Recreation, and Conservation agencies have an incredible impact. They improve our health both physically and mentally. They strengthen the economies of our communities and enhance the environment. They also make Illinois a more vibrant place to live. IAPD's member agencies have an unparalleled ability to make a positive difference in the lives of Illinoisans. They are at the heart of their communities, providing affordable programs and services for all ages and all walks of life. It is fitting tonight that we recognize those agencies that have served their residents for more than half a century.
This year, the Buffalo Grove Park District celebrates its 50th anniversary. Would representatives from the Buffalo Grove Park District please join us on stage to be recognized? When the Village of Buffalo Grove first formed a commission to study the need for park and recreation facilities in the village, Buffalo Grove had a population of fewer than 200 residents. 10 years later, when the Buffalo Grove Park District was officially formed, the village had more than 11,000 residents and was poised for more growth. In the years following, the Park District began offering classes, preschool, and summer camps. Today, residents of Buffalo Grove enjoy 51 parks, bike along 11 miles of paths and trails, play on 31 playgrounds, compete on dozens of courts and fields, play on 2 9-hole disc golf courses, and practice skateboarding at 2 skate parks. We extend our warmest congratulations to the Buffalo Grove Park District for 50 years of service to its community and wish you the best to come.
The new Lenox Community Park District is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. Would representatives from the new Lenox Community Park District please come forward to be recognized? The new Lenox Community Park District was formed in 1969 and opened its first park, Lions Den Park, soon after. The Park District has experienced tremendous growth throughout the years. Its first program catalog, created in 1977, was 3 pages long. Today's program guide features 60 pages of resources, activities, and classes for new Lenox residents. The Park District offers programs and services for all ages and interests to the 68,000 people living in New Lenox and New Lenox Township. Congratulations to the new Lenox Community Park District on its 50th anniversary.
This year, we honor the Woodridge Park District for celebrating its 50th anniversary. Would representatives from the Woodridge Park District please come to the stage to be recognized? Founded in 1969, the Woodridge Park District offers more than 1,000 programs each year. It maintains 5 award-winning facilities along with 40 neighborhood and community parks, woodlands, wetlands, bikeways, and open space, totaling 690 acres. Outdoor recreational facilities in the Woodridge Park District include playgrounds, picnic areas, baseball, soccer, and softball fields, basketball, tennis, and sand volleyball courts, off-road biking, walking paths, a woodland area, a skate park, an inline hockey and futsal court, a disc golf course, and an aquatic splash pad. We offer a hearty congratulations to the Woodridge Park District on a half-century of service to their community and wish you the very best over the next 50 years.
Celebrating a century in existence this year is the Kewanee Park District. Will representatives from the Kewanee Park District please come forward to be recognized? Through a generous donation of $50,000 in 1919, Emmett E. Baker, past president of Kewanee Boiler Company, helped establish the Kewanee Park District and became its first president. Soon thereafter, the Park District acquired Northeast Park, a 20-acre recreational facility that is at the focal point of the community for active recreation and athletics. In the district's parks and facilities, residents can enjoy athletic fields, skateboard parks, walking trails, aquatic centers, pickleball courts, an 18-hole golf course, playground equipment, and more. We extend our sincere congratulations to the Kewanee Park District on an outstanding century of service.
Our next award honors the oldest and largest park district in Illinois. The Peoria Park District is celebrating its 125th anniversary. Will representatives from the Peoria Park District please come to the stage to be recognized? The Pleasure Driveway and Park District of Peoria was established on March 15, 1894, and Glen Oak Park became the first park in the district later that year. Today, the Peoria Park District encompasses nearly 60 square miles and 22 parks. The district includes more than 50 miles of hiking and biking trails in and around Peoria. Residents and visitors alike enjoy an outstanding zoo, an interactive children's museum, and beautiful botanical gardens. Each year, hundreds of concerts, special events, and festivals are featured on the Peoria riverfront and in Peoria parks. The district also features a state-of-the-art, medically-based fitness center, the Riverplex, which focuses on healthy and active lifestyles. We congratulate the Peoria Park District on the amazing achievement of reaching its 125th anniversary. Our first award category this evening is the Illinois Parks Top Journalist Award, which recognizes a news organization, news website, or individual member of the media who has provided responsible and comprehensive coverage for our member agencies. Nominated by the Oak Brook Park District, Anna Belival is the first recipient of our Top Journalist Award. Would Anna Belival and the Park District please come forward as we hear Park District Commissioner Laura Suleiman describe your excellent work.
There are many ways Anna Belival could have been celebrating her birthday last summer. But, like the true professional she is, she spent it introducing the greater Chicagoland area to Oak Brook Park District's Sandlot, a universal playground. During her news segment, Anna reviewed the special features of the playground's equipment, demonstrating how the park allows for everyone to play together, regardless of age or ability. In addition to making hundreds of thousands of people aware of the importance of universal play, Anna's coverage caused the organic reach on Oak Brook Park District's Facebook page to more than double in the days following the segment. It also increased visits to the playground's fundraising site by more than 600%. Anna's work consistently supports the shared mission of park and recreation agencies throughout the state. She uses her reach to bring attention to active, unique, affordable, or accessible recreational activities for people and families across Chicagoland. The Oak Brook Park District is pleased to see Anna Belival receive the IAPD Top Journalist Award.
Hi, and I'm sorry for you that this is Sharon Knitter, not Anna Belival. I am accepting on her behalf, and I just want to say her passion and real belief in the fact that park districts and inclusive play are so important is what made this really a success. So thanks very much on her behalf.
Nominated by the Urbana Park District, our next winner of the Top Journalist Award is Stevie J Broadcasting. Would representatives from Stevie J Broadcasting and the Urbana Park District please come to the stage as we listen to Mark Schultz, Public Information and Marketing Director for the Urbana Park District, describe your achievements.
Stevie J Broadcasting has been an outstanding friend to the Urbana Park District for more than a decade. The Stevie J Morning Show with Diane Ducey is always excited about featuring Urbana Park District personnel as guests. This free radio promotion has been invaluable in getting the word out to the public about the Park District's programs and events. Diane Ducey of Stevie J Broadcasting has also volunteered to host our Neighborhood Nights concert series for many years and has hosted the Turkey Trot Fun Run on Thanksgiving. She also generates publicity by using Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center passes as giveaways and promoting the district when she makes personal appearances at other events. Stevie J Broadcasting is committed to the Urbana community and works to promote the good things that enhance life in the area, including Urbana Park District. Urbana Park District is pleased to see Stevie J Broadcasting honored with the IAPD Top Journalist Award.
Thank you so much to everybody who's doing so much work with the recreational spaces in our great state of Illinois. The Urbana Park District is so awesome, so we're happy to be a media partner with them and promote all their programs and activities and things like that. So thanks again. This is quite an honor.
Our next winner of the Top Journalist Award is Rogelio Fajardo, nominated by the Waukegan Park District. Would Rogelio please come forward, as well as representatives of the Waukegan Park District, as we hear about your journalistic accomplishments from Caitlin Fisher, Manager of Sports and Fitness for the Waukegan Park District.
Rogelio Fajardo shares his love of soccer with the community as publisher, editor, and writer for the Waukegan Association for Youth Soccer newspaper, Golpe. The free newspaper, named after a cheer often heard at soccer games, is printed in Spanish, making it a valuable resource for Spanish-speaking and Latinx families in our district. It focuses primarily on the #1 sport in Waukegan, soccer. Rogelio provides coverage of local teams and players that is on par with that of professional soccer teams. The Waukegan Park District has an excellent relationship with its trusted news source. The district has a free full-page color advertisement in each issue. The newspaper's photographer, Arturo Ordonez, provides district staff with professional photos free of charge. And the Waukegan Association for Youth Soccer and Golpe sponsor tournaments and awards for more than 200 local teams. Through our work with Rogelio, the Waukegan Park District has made valuable community connections and cross-promoted programs, facilities, and services. We are pleased to see Rogelio Fajardo and Golpe receive the IAPD Top Journalist Award.
Thank you. Too close. No, thank you. I just like to thank the Park District, Waukegan Park District, for all the help that we get from them. Thanks to them, we've been working with the Youth Soccer League for over 20 years. We got right now like 1,200 kids playing soccer. So I like to special thank for the Park District for all their help. Thank you.
Our next award category is the Best Friend of Illinois Parks Business Award, given to companies that have demonstrated exemplary support of park districts and forest preserves. This support can include providing staff to serve as committee members, volunteering at agency events, or contributing through monetary, land, or in-kind donations.
Nominated by the Decatur Park District, the first winner of the Best Friend of Illinois Parks Award is Refreshment Services Pepsi. Would representatives from Refreshment Services Pepsi and the Decatur Park District please come forward as we listen to Mike Wilcott, General Manager of the Devon Lakeshore Amphitheater, describe your partnership.
Refreshment Services Pepsi has been a longtime supporter of the Decatur Park District, providing support in many areas of the district and showing themselves to be a true community partner. Pepsi goes above and beyond, providing refreshments to Decatur Park facilities at a reasonable cost. They demonstrate continued support through donation of in-kind product and services, providing the opportunity for the district to direct taxpayer dollars to enhancing Park District facilities where they're needed the most. And Pepsi's tremendous support doesn't stop at providing services and donations. Representatives from the company are present at nearly all of Park District's special events. They enroll their children in Park District programs, and they make it a point to spread the word about upcoming events and initiatives. The Decatur Park District is honored to see Refreshment Services Pepsi receive the IAPD Best Friend of Illinois Parks Award.
Thanks to Bill and Jill and Carolee. They make it so easy to be a part of the Park District, and we really appreciate that. Such great facilities and programs, and just make it easy to be partners with. So thank you very much.
Our next winner of the Best Friend of Illinois Parks Award is Laura Ross Stewart, nominated by the Forest Preserve District of Kane County for her decades of service. Laura Ross Stewart and representatives from the Forest Preserve District of Kane County, please come forward as we hear about your work from Laura Matetchuk, Director of Community Affairs of the Forest Preserve District of Kane County.
If you see a forest preserve, park, trail, shelter, nature center, exhibit, or other amenity in Kane County's open spaces, chances are Laura Ross Stewart had a role in making it happen. Laura has been the grant writer and consultant for the Forest Preserve District of Kane County and 100 other local agencies for 40 years. She has played a role in nearly every grant the Forest Preserve District has received during that time. While her advocacy work is quiet, steady, and behind the scenes, her impact can be felt by virtually every resident of Kane County. Laura has successfully helped bring hundreds of millions of dollars in grant funding to local park and recreation agencies. The impact, not just on the districts for which she's worked, but on the people and the communities she has served, is immeasurable. The Forest Preserve District of Kane County could not ask for a better best friend of Illinois parks and forest preserves, and we are pleased to see Laura Ross Stewart recognized with the IAPD Best Friend of Illinois Parks Award.
I want to thank the Forest Preserve and all of the other agencies and the state agencies and the legislators and Park and Rec Association. It has been an honor and a privilege, and I wish I could do it for another 40 years. Thank you.
Nominated by the Hoffman Estates Park District, our next winner in the Best Friend of Illinois Parks category is National Fitness Campaign for their work on a new outdoor fitness and adult wellness site. Will representatives from National Fitness Campaign and the Hoffman Estates Park District please come forward as we hear about your work from Pat Bodum, Superintendent of Recreation for the Hoffman Estates Park District.
When community survey results revealed a strong need for free outdoor fitness and adult wellness options, the Hoffman Estates Park District turned to a company we knew we could trust. National Fitness Campaign creates accessible, all-ability body weight fitness systems. From the beginning, members of the company went out of their way to make sure the project was a success. They worked closely with all departments to ensure the community received an exceptional fitness site. They helped the Park District acquire a $30,000 grant, worked to lower installation costs, and collaborated with marketing teams to promote the new park addition. Thanks to National Fitness Campaign's tireless efforts, Hoffman Estates now has a new resource to help community members stay active, healthy, and engaged. The Hoffman Estates Park District is pleased to see National Fitness Campaign recognized with the IAPD Best Friend of Illinois Parks Award.
Thanks so much for this. Unfortunately, National Fitness Campaign is located in California, and they did not make it out here tonight despite the snow. I think they wanted to come. They're a great organization. Go to nationalfitnesscampaign.com, watch the video. It's just a tremendous asset that we put into the Park District, and come on and look at it or watch the video. I think you guys will be impressed, and they offer a grant for it, so it works out real well. Thank you.
Our final winner in the Best Friend of Illinois Parks category is NCAP, nominated for their excellent relationship with the Sycamore Park District. Will representatives from NCAP and the Sycamore Park District come to the stage as we listen to Recreation Supervisor Sarah Rex describe your contributions?
When the Sycamore Park District contracted with NCAP 10 years ago, we hardly expected that the relationship would bloom into something so special. NCAP goes above and beyond in their quality of work, assistance to the Park District, and support of our mission to put more in Sycamore. NCAP helped secure a grant for more than $40,000 for a riverbank restoration at the Park District's golf course, and made a generous donation of $50,000 worth of native plants and trees to our first dog park. NCAP also played an important role in supporting the Sycamore Park District and School District's initiative to establish a native prairie at the middle school, integrating its ecology and care into the curriculum. NCAP's beautiful, beneficial restoration sites are always well received by park users, and the Park District Board and staff appreciate the service and care they put into everything they do. The Sycamore Park District is honored to see NCAP receive the IAPD Best Friend of Illinois Parks Award.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I first want to thank the Sycamore Park District for their partnership over the years and the nomination for this award, as well as the IAPD. This kind of recognition was never expected, but it's been a great example. When Dan first approached me many years ago about Sycamore wanting to do more sustainability and naturalization within their park spaces, we saw it as a great opportunity for us to provide our expertise and to partner with them. And it was really a wonderful experience, and all of our staff were located, most of them in Sycamore as employees, so it was great. When the opportunity came forward for us to give back, we were very happy to do so and be a part of the community. So that private-public partnership was really leveraged very well for this, and thank you again so much.
Our next award, the Intergovernmental Cooperation Award, celebrates the wonderful things that can be accomplished when multiple units of government work together to improve our public spaces.
The first award in the Intergovernmental Cooperation category goes to the City of Decatur for their work with Decatur Park District. Will representatives from these organizations please come to the stage as we listen to Mike Wilcott, General Manager of the Devon Lakeshore Amphitheater, describe your collaboration to develop Decatur's lakefront.
In 2011, the Decatur Park District and the City of Decatur came together to address an important issue, the development of our lakefront. The mission was to maximize the potential of this critical asset to our community. Intergovernmental cooperation was crucial for this project to be the economic driver we needed. The development was projected to raise property values, increase tourism, drive visitors to local businesses, and create a whole new quality of life. The completed development includes a boat slip and plaza enhancement at the Beach House restaurant, the addition of an outdoor fitness court, disc golf, and a dog park, the revitalization of an underperforming golf course into Overlook Adventure, a renovated WPA pavilion, the completion of the Devon G. Buffett Lakeshore Amphitheater, and the soon-to-be open Splash Cove Family Aquatic Center. The cooperation between the City of Decatur and the Decatur Park District to enhance our lakefront will have a lasting impact on the community. It is a privilege to see our work recognized with the IAPD Intergovernmental Cooperation Award.
Our next winner of the Intergovernmental Cooperation Award is the Housing Authority of Cook County for their work with the forest preserves of Cook County. Will representatives from these organizations please come forward as we hear Alice Brandon, Resource Programming Manager for the Forest Preserves of Cook County, describe your work to create an internship opportunity for young people.
To inspire the next generation to engage with and care for their public lands, the Forest Preserves of Cook County partnered with the Housing Authority of Cook County to create a unique opportunity for high school-aged residents. In the Forest Preserve Experience program, youth crew members perform conservation-focused work in the forest preserves. They learn about the environment through activities like hiking and canoeing. They also meet with conservation professionals, participate in green career panels, and attend financial literacy classes. This has led many graduates to consider future careers in conservation. The Housing Authority of Cook County is not only the major financial contributor for the program, but is also responsible for marketing it and recruiting applicants. Thanks to their support, participation in the Forest Preserve Experience program has doubled since 2017. It is an honor to receive the IAPD Intergovernmental Cooperation Award.
Unfortunately, Rich Minocchio from the Housing Authority couldn't make it tonight, but my name is Alice Brandon. I'm with the Forest Preserves of Cook County, and we are honored to work with the Housing Authority to bring this program to youth from low-income communities on the south side of Cook County. We want to make sure that our workforce and the people that come to the forest preserves to learn about them, enjoy them, and pursue careers in conservation reflect the diversity of Cook County. As we can see from this room, our field suffers from a lack of diversity. There's been national studies that show that we need to bring more diverse people of color to our careers, and we believe that programs like these, where we teach young people about these types of careers and about what they can do to conserve nature, are critical. So thank you very much for this award, and we are very pleased. We also want to thank Friends of the Forest Preserves, our nonprofit partner who helps bring this program to our lands. Thank you so much. It's a great honor.
Our next winner in the Intergovernmental Cooperation Award is the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for their work with the McHenry County Conservation District. Will representatives from these organizations please come forward as we listen to Ed Collins, Director of Land Preservation and Natural Resources for the McHenry County Conservation District, describe your work to restore a creek in the area.
The relationship between the McHenry County Conservation District and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers spans 3 decades, with the latest partnership working together to tackle the long-awaited 4th phase of the Nipperson Creek Restoration Project. Construction on the creek during the 1950s damaged its fragile ecology. The Conservation District received a nearly $4 million grant from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to transform 3.5 miles of Nipperson Creek from an ecologically damaged drainage ditch to a healthy, meandering stream. Today, Nipperson Creek, the largest tributary to the Fox River, is home to game fish, silt-intolerant mussels, ospreys, and bald eagles. After heavy rains, the restored wetlands hold tens of millions of gallons of water that would otherwise flood downstream communities. Thanks to the collaboration between the McHenry County Conservation District and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Nipperson Creek is healthier and is not only able to support an array of aquatic biodiversity, but is also ready to create paddling memories and fishing memories for generations to come. We are pleased to see our work recognized with the IAPD Intergovernmental Cooperation Award.
Once again, like many before me, I'd like to thank you for the award. The Corps of Engineers is proud to be part of the 531-acre restoration of Nipperson Creek, and we're willing to take on any more work that you people are willing to give us. Thank you.
Our final Intergovernmental Cooperation Award winner is the Schaumburg Park District for its work with School District 54. Will representatives from these organizations please come forward as we hear about your partnership from Schaumburg Park District Executive Director Tony Lafreniere.
The Schaumburg Park District and School District 54 proudly work together to make sure all children have safe spaces to play and learn. The Intergovernmental Cooperation Playground Agreement between the Park District and District 54 allows for the Park District to manage select parks at school sites. District 54's dedication to this partnership ensures resources are used to their fullest capacity, minimizes costs for taxpayers, and provides additional opportunities for students to learn, grow, and make a positive impact on the community. District 54 also provides facility space for the Park District's Casper program, which provides before and after school care. Schaumburg Park District's relationship with District 54 is more than just a signed agreement. It is a partnership between two agencies that truly strengthens the community and allows each to effectively serve our citizens. We are pleased to be recognized with the IAPD Intergovernmental Cooperation Award.
District 4 isn't here tonight. They're unable to attend. But reminiscing tonight with George Longmire, he was village manager at the time, with Jerry Hanlon starting the first after-school care hand in hand with District 54. So without their aid and cooperation, this program never would have started. So on behalf of them, I thank you and our board.
Our next award category is the Partnership Award. This award recognizes non-governmental organizations that have collaborated with a park district, forest reserve, conservation, or recreation agency. These partnerships enable agencies to initiate major programs that otherwise would not have been possible. This evening, we honor 3 such partnerships that have been formed with community groups. Our first partnership award goes to the Bloomingdale Park District and Bloomingdale Church for their cooperation in sharing facilities, volunteers, and venues throughout the years. Would representatives from these groups please come forward as Bloomingdale Park District Executive Director Carrie Fullerton describes your successful partnership.
When the Bloomingdale Park District passed a $9.9 million referendum in 2016, it included a complete renovation of its rec center. While Park District commissioners, staff, and residents were excited about the good news, there was one problem. With its primary programming space unavailable, the Park District would have to endure a year with virtually no recreation or office space. Bloomingdale Church stepped up in the largest way possible, offering unused space in its facility to house the Park District's preschool, before and after school, and other early childhood programs. In addition, the church provided office space for a Park District recreation supervisor and granted access to its gymnasium to run a variety of youth sports programs. The church's generosity was the culmination of a partnership that has grown stronger through the years. After initially agreeing to promote each other's programs, the church and the Park District have shared volunteers and venues for various events. The Bloomingdale Park District is honored to see this great partnership recognized with the IAPD Partnership Award.
Thank you to the Bloomingdale Park District. It's truly been our honor and privilege to work with you. I'm very grateful to receive this on behalf of my church. Thank you.
Our next recipient of the Partnership Award is the Buffalo Grove Park District for their work with Trio ETS to put together a career day giving high school students information about jobs in parks and recreation. Would representatives from these organizations please come forward as we listen to Buffalo Grove Park District Marketing Director Mike Turson describe the program's success.
Parks and Recreation Career Expo Day is a partnership between the Buffalo Grove Park District and Trio ETS, a local college readiness program serving minority students from 4 at-risk area high schools. On Career Day, students visit 4 different facilities of the Buffalo Grove Park District. At each site, they receive a tour of the facility and listen to short presentations by different Park District staff members. The idea was born when the Park District Museum Coordinator wanted to increase diversity in museums. The Trio ETS director was always looking for new ways to inspire and educate her students, so a partnership was formed. The idea quickly grew from being a museum-centered career day to a day focusing on multiple Park District facilities and careers. The long-term social equity goal of the project is to increase underrepresented minorities in the field of full-time employment in parks and recreation. We are proud to be recognized with the IAPD Partnership Award.
The Buffalo Grove Park District celebrated a 50-year anniversary this year, but our main concern is not the past, but how we can better affect park districts in the future. That's why we're so pleased to work with CLC and the Trio ETS program to expose students from at-risk and challenged environments and different diverse backgrounds to all the various things they too can accomplish as potential park district employees for the future. So, thank you very much.
Our final winner of the Partnership Award is the St. Charles Park District for their work with the For Scout Foundation to provide swim lessons for children with autism and sensory issues. Would representatives from these organizations please come to the stage while we hear about your program from Erica Young, Public Relations and Marketing Manager for the St. Charles Park District.
Providing free swim lessons for children with autism and extreme water sensory issues is a dream come true for Katie Cantrell, creator of the new Sensory Cove swim program offered by the St. Charles Park District. The idea for Sensory Cove began last summer after Katie, a swim team coach, lifeguard, and instructor, worked with an autistic boy who had extreme water sensory issues. Katie is a director of the For Scout Foundation, an organization that honors her sister Scout, who passed away at age 9. Since 2018, the foundation has contributed $26,000 in financial aid for swim lessons and the development of Sensory Cove. Through the Sensory Cove swim program, children receive one-on-one instruction from specially trained swim instructors in an environment free of sensory overload stimulators. The program's overall impact is amazing. To date, staff have accommodated more than 50 participants. Each lesson has resulted in a child getting in the water and enjoying the experience. It is an honor to see our work recognized with the IAPD Partnership Award.
Thank you. We were so proud to assist Katie Cantrell, one of our own swim coaches, swim instructors, lifeguards, in making this happen for our community. Our parents felt heard. Our instructors received additional training from Fox Valley SRA and St. Charles Swimming, and all of us learned more about community. Thank you, Katie, and to your family and friends for Scout.
Good evening. My name is Katie Cantrell, and I'm so humbled and honored to be here tonight on behalf of the Four Scout Foundation and the St. Charles Park District. 2 summers ago, I was blessed to teach a little boy named Carter. Carter was on the has autism spectrum disorder, and because of it, was almost completely nonverbal. I remember his first swim lesson quite vividly. He walked in screaming and crying, clinging to his mother's leg, clearly not wanting to go anywhere near the water. So that first day, all we did was dip our toes in, and I slowly saw him start to believe in what he could do. Now fast forward to the end of that summer, Carter was dunking his head underwater, blowing bubbles and floating on his back. His mother cried tears of joy on the side of the pool, amazed at how Carter defied all odds that were set against him. Witnessing this transformation over the course of the summer was truly life-changing. All it took was some one-on-one instruction, a little nurturing, a lot of trust, but most of all, someone to believe in this kid. So, although Carter's mother thanked Otter Cove at the end of the summer for how we helped her son, now it's my turn to thank Carter for the inspiration of Sensory Cove. I wish she knew how much her son was making this world a little bit better place. The creation of Sensory Cove never would have been possible without the partnership of the St. Charles Park District. When I, an 18-year-old lifeguard, presented this idea to them, they accepted it with open arms, and they never once doubted the impact we would have on the families in not only our community, but surrounding ones too. Thank you, Jen Brueggemann and Holly Cable, for believing in this idea. Thank you, Alex Widener, for supporting the idea and allowing it to happen every Sunday morning at Otter Cove. Thank you, Anna Hutchinson, for volunteering your time to train every instructor prior to the program so that every instructor would be able to help any child to the best of their abilities. Thank you for all of my instructors for coming in every Sunday morning with enthusiasm and love and open arms for these kids. This program wouldn't have been possible without any of them. Thank you to the Brazina, Griffin, and Delaney families for sharing their personal stories that helped shape this program. But most of all, thank you to the families who participated in the inaugural season of Sensory Cove. They trusted their children with our instructors, and they never once doubted what we could do. Thank you to my parents for believing in my vision, but most of all, thank you to my mom for always supporting me in everything I do. While Sensory Cove may have been only a partnership between Forest Scout and the St. Charles Park District, this project was an effort that took the entire community, which was full of love and support, so thank you to the city of St. Charles. When my little sister Scout passed away 5 years ago, my mom always said, "You can't let the event define you, rather you define the event." So, out of love for my sister and wanting to continue her legacy, we created the Four Scout Foundation. Scout was the person that always advocated for everyone in her classes, just who she was. She never wanted any child to feel left out, so I wanted to continue her legacy of inclusiveness by pairing Four Scout and Sensory Cove. This program wouldn't have been possible without the help of Four Scout to provide all the fees for everything that this program required, from the instructors to staffing the lifeguards to getting specialized ASD equipment. We provided it all 100% free of cost to the families so that no one would have to worry about any financial burdens. Because of the success of this past summer, it is our hope to only be able to spread the mission of Sensory Cove to not only the Swanson Pool in St. Charles, but to other park districts who would be so inspired to follow our model. So on this very night, 5 years ago, I stood at my sister's wake. But tonight, I stand here honoring my sister's legacy in the best way I can. Thank you, Scouty, for everything you've done. My sister always said she wanted to make this world a little bit better place. And with the partnership of St. Charles and Four Scout, I know that we truly are making this world a little bit better place through the impact Sensory Cove has had on the families. Thank you.
Our next award category this evening is the Arts in the Park Award, which honors the strong role that art programs have in park and recreation agencies.
Our first winner in the Arts in the Park category is the Fox Valley Park District. Will representatives from the Fox Valley Park District please come forward as we listen to Dan Leahy, Director of Marketing and Communications, describe your thriving arts program.
The Fox Valley Park District knows that art is a vital part of the community and embraces it in all forms, giving residents ample opportunities for cultural enrichment. The Park District boasts a thriving performing arts program which encompasses theater, dance, and music, a public art walk, a neighborhood summer art camp, a summer concert series, and hundreds of other annual programs. To foster a love of the arts from a young age, the district integrates art into the regular science, technology, engineering, art, and math curriculum for its creative play and nature play preschools. The art scene in downtown Aurora is growing, and the Fox Valley Park District actively seeks opportunities to collaborate with other organizations that support it. This year, the Park District began a partnership with the Paramount Theater, which recently opened its Paramount Art School. The Fox Valley Park District remains committed to supporting the creativity within the community it serves. We are happy to see our dedication to the arts recognized with the IAPD Arts in the Park Award.
We are extremely honored and humbled to accept this award on behalf of the Fox Valley Park District for our Arts in the Park initiative. The staff on stage with me do an amazing job each day bringing the arts, sorry, I can't follow that, bringing the arts alive to our community each and every day. Thank you very much.
Our next winner of the Arts in the Park Award is the North Berwyn Park District. Will representatives from the North Berwyn Park District please come forward as we hear about your arts offerings from Arts Program Coordinator Tara Tischer.
The North Berwyn Park District prides itself in offering a wide variety of quality arts programming for patrons of all ages and abilities. Whether participants are seeking classes or camps related to visual arts, theater, music, or dance, there is a wide selection of courses and special events. It is through partnerships and participation with community organizations that the North Berwyn Park District accomplishes so much for the residents of Berwyn and beyond. From our preschool art classes that emphasize learning through play, to senior studio classes that show it's never too late to develop a new passion, the Park District uses art to help people develop confidence and express themselves. The North Berwyn Park District strongly believes that supporting the arts has a tremendous impact in the overall quality of the community, not only improving the look and feel of neighborhoods, but connecting members of the public in new and exciting ways. The North Berwyn Park District is honored to accept the IAPD Arts in the Park Award.
Thank you. On behalf of our Board of Commissioners and staff, I would like to thank IAPD for recognizing our art program. And I'd like to also recognize some of our staff. We don't have as many as Fox Valley, as you can see. Tara Tischer, our art coordinator. And Sophia's up here today with us too. She's a 19-year-old college student who came to us as being recognized as one of the top 8th grade students in our Best of Berwyn program. So one of the things that we do is we try to hire all those Best of Berwyn kids to work in the Park District. But also want to recognize who is not here today is our artistic director for our 16th Street Theater, which is our equity theater that has won awards in Chicago as well as nationally for the performances we do in our 49-seat theater in Berwyn. Thank you all. Thank you.
Our next winner in the Arts in the Park category is the Palatine Park District. Will representatives from the Palatine Park District please come forward as we listen to Michael Nowens, the Digital Marketing Coordinator, describe the district's arts programming opportunities.
The Palatine Park District proudly offers a wide variety of opportunities for residents to experience the arts, including music, theater, dance, and visual arts. The district's arts programs and events are not only an avenue for residents to explore their creative side, but also an excellent way for them to meet new friends, connect with neighbors, and share ideas. The Palatine Park District offers a program to help young people become acquainted with theater, and an adult theater program that lets participants produce and perform original works. Choral music opportunities are available through the Palatine Children's Chorus and Allegro Community Chorus for adults. The annual Sounds of Summer concert series brings diverse sounds to Palatine, including rock, jazz, rumba, and mariachi music. To ensure that these arts programs are accessible to everyone, the Palatine Park District has established a scholarship program for residents in need of financial assistance to participate in arts activities. We are pleased to see the Palatine Park District receive the IAPD Arts in the Park Award.
Hello, I'm Ashley Schiavone, the Cultural Arts Coordinator at the Palatine Park District. It's an honor to accept this award on behalf of my park district. Over the last several years, some stagnant programs have really started to grow, and it's great to see a lot of those community members cross across all the different parts of arts. So thank you for this award. I really appreciate it, and thank you.
The final winner of our Arts in the Park Award is the Urbana Park District for its innovative use of technology to help people enjoy the art in its parks. Would representatives from the Urbana Park District come forward as we listen to Development Manager Ellen Kirshenoff describe this initiative?
While the Urbana Park District has supported the arts for decades, our staff took their commitment a step further this year, embracing new technology to help people enjoy the art in our parks. Park District staff created a free app that allows people to take an online tour of all the art pieces throughout the district. The Urbana Park District also collaborated with 40 North this summer to host the inaugural Crystal Lake Park Art Fair. Artists from Illinois and across the Midwest displayed their art to more than 2,000 visitors who attended. In addition to visual arts, the Urbana Park District highlights music through several events that encourage people to enjoy the beauty of the parks while listening to local musicians. The Urbana Park District is committed to continuing our strong support for the arts for many years to come. It is a great privilege for us to receive the IAPD Arts in the Park Award.
Thank you so much for this recognition. It's a real honor. We're so pleased that we get to embrace our philosophy of You Belong Here, which is one of the new pillars of our strategic plan. And to get to do that through the arts and arts programming and now technology is a great honor. And we're so glad to be here. Thank you.
Our next award recognizes the importance of adapting to a changing climate. The Best Green Practices Award recognizes organizations that have incorporated green practices into the management of parks, forest preserves, and other natural spaces. Our first award in the Best Green Practices category goes to the Forest Preserves of Cook County. Will representatives from the Forest Preserves of Cook County please come to the stage as we hear about your efforts to address environmental concerns from Anthony Tyndall, Policy and Special Projects Manager.
As one of the country's oldest and largest forest preserve districts, the Forest Preserves of Cook County recognizes the grave threat climate change poses to our native landscapes and the plants and animals that depend on them. The Forest Preserves of Cook County developed a plan to address the most pressing environmental issues of our time: climate change, pollution, invasive species, and habitat loss and fragmentation. The Sustainability and Climate Resiliency Plan is dedicated to implementing responsible practices to mitigate these environmental stressors and to ensure that these public lands continue to thrive. The primary goal of the plan is for the Forest Preserves of Cook County to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. The plan also aims to keep the forest preserves resilient through a changing climate by modifying management practices to protect ecosystem functions and ensure sustainability. The Forest Preserves of Cook County is honored to receive the IAPD Best Green Practices Award.
Hi, I'm Anthony Tyndall, Policy Manager. The Forest Preserves, in partnership with the University of Illinois Prairie Research Institute, has developed a sustainability and climate resiliency plan to ensure that our 70,000 acres have a fighting chance as this region continues to be impacted by changing climate. We want to thank the IAPD for this award, so thank you.
Our next winner in the Best Green Practices category is the Park District of Oak Park. Will representatives from the Park District of Oak Park come to the stage as we listen to Chris Lengren, Superintendent of Parks and Planning, describe your holistic approach to becoming green-friendly.
The Park District of Oak Park continues to push the envelope in efforts to lower our negative impact on the environment. The Park District takes a holistic approach to sustainability, recognizing that a problem as complex as climate change must be addressed from all sides. Some areas of focus are recycling and waste reduction, energy efficiency, green energy production, employee and community education, water conservation, stormwater management, native plantings, and elimination of herbicides and pesticides. Throughout the last year, the Park District of Oak Park has installed more than 600 solar panels on 3 of our facilities, built beehives, and begun rainwater harvesting in 5 cisterns. We have also implemented a composting program, held plastic-free summer camps, and received more than 1,000 environmental pledges from our community as part of our $100,000 grant from the Sun Club. The Park District has also trained all staff on our sustainability plan and on recycling and composting. We are pleased to be honored with the IAPD Best Green Practices Award.
Thank you to IAPD and its members for this award. Our Park District over the last decade or so has focused on sustainability as a lens through which we look at everything we do, from the smallest to the largest project. And we've learned, and we hope we've shared, that there are many things that all of our districts can do to support and further sustainability without spending a great deal of money. Again, thank you for the award, and we are going to continue to look at all our projects with sustainability as a focus. Thank you.
Our next winner in the Best Green Practices category is the Plainfield Park District. Will representatives from the Plainfield Park District please come forward as we hear about your new energy-efficient recreational facility from Executive Director Carlo Capalbo.
It's not an exaggeration to say that the Plainfield Park District has gone into great detail making sure our new indoor recreation facility is energy efficient. The Park District received a $1 million grant from the Illinois Clean Energy Community Foundation to make the Prairie Activity and Recreation Center a net zero energy building. This means the facility produces enough energy to offset the energy it uses each year. Achieving this goal required us to implement a unique green design. Strategies include orientating the building, reducing the percentage of windows, providing a highly insulated envelope for the rooftop and precast exterior walls, installing an LED lighting system with daylight controls and occupancy sensors, and choosing a high-efficiency mechanical system. The Prairie Activity and Recreation Center will be the first Illinois indoor recreation center and the first building in Will County with the net zero designation. We are honored to receive the IAPD Best Green Practices Award.
Hi, sorry. We are honored and thank IAPD for this award. This is a massive undertaking for the Plainfield Park District, and I would just like to thank, it wouldn't be possible, I should say, without the support of our staff, our board, and the residents of Plainfield, and last but not least, the help of the Illinois Clean Energy Community Foundation for their grant and their assistance on this. So thank you all very much.
Our final winner of the Best Green Practices Award is the Waukegan Park District. Will representatives from the Waukegan Park District please come forward as we listen to Manager of Planning Services, Tim Germscheid, describe your work to go green.
For the Waukegan Park District, being green is a way of doing business. Not only do we put green practices in place whenever possible in our parks and facilities, but we also offer green family and youth programming. The Park District recently rehabbed our greenhouse to increase gardening programs. We also host nature and science programming at a children's garden and newly restored greenhouse named the Urban Ag Lab. To make our public spaces more environmentally friendly, the Waukegan Park District transformed Roosevelt Park's lagoon into a wetland that helps clean runoff waters before they reach Lake Michigan. We also restored an oak forest and ravine in Bowen Park to conserve several endangered plant and animal habitats. In addition to these projects, the Waukegan Park District implements green practices in our day-to-day operations, including recycling and waste reduction, native plantings, no-mow strips, rain gardens, and permeable pavers. Energy efficiency has also increased dramatically with the use of LED lighting in buildings and parking lots. It is an honor for the Waukegan Park District to receive the IAPD Best Green Practices Award.
Well, thank you, IAPD, for the recognition, and also I'd like to thank our board, staff, and all our partners for continuing to support our efforts here with the green practices, and that effort is to make Waukegan a better place to live, work, and play. Thank you.
Our final award category is the Outstanding Citizen Volunteer of the Year Award. This prestigious award recognizes a citizen's volunteer efforts to enhance a park district, forest preserve, or conservation agency. For many years, our member agencies have relied on the selflessness and dedication of volunteers to help them achieve their goals and objectives. These volunteers save our agencies millions of dollars and allow them to offer programs and services that otherwise might not be available. Tonight, we are pleased to honor 5 outstanding volunteers for making a significant difference in their park district or forest preserve district. Our first winner of the Outstanding Citizen Volunteer of the Year Award is Dr. Gordon L. Goodman, a Downers Grove resident who has been volunteering since the 1970s. Would Dr. Goodman and representatives from the Downers Grove Park District come to the stage as we hear about your volunteer work from Downers Grove Park District Executive Director, Bill McAdam.
Dr. Gordon L. Goodman has worked for decades to preserve the natural and cultural heritage of Downers Grove. Dr. Goodman's service through numerous community groups, councils, and committees has focused on increasing citizen participation in the effort to achieve stable, livable communities with enhanced environmental quality. As a Downers Grove resident for nearly 60 years, Dr. Goodman worked in the field of chemical physics at Argonne National Laboratory. His volunteer work began in the early 1970s when he joined the Village of Downers Grove's Committee on Floodplain Acquisition. His achievements include safeguarding the Lyman Woods Nature Preserve and the 1846 Blodgett House at the Downers Grove Museum. Dr. Goodman's dedication, support, and foresight in preserving natural areas and historical landmarks has provided our community with significant treasures to appreciate and enjoy for generations to come. We are delighted to see Dr. Gordon L. Goodman receive the IAPD Outstanding Citizen Volunteer of the Year Award.
I want to thank the Park District and the IAPD for recognizing not only my work, but the citizens who've been working with the Park District over the years to perfect its programs in unorganized recreation, natural area preservation, historic preservation, things that were 20, 30 years ago, not really very high priority for a park district, but now are part of the principles of the Downers Grove Park District. Thank you very much.
John Navin is a hardworking volunteer who has given years of service to the forest preserves of Cook County. Will Mr. Navin and representatives from the forest preserves of Cook County please take the stage as we hear about your volunteerism from Chris Dubra, Volunteer Program Specialist for the Forest Preserves of Cook County.
John Navin is one of the forest preserves of Cook County's most dedicated, hardworking volunteers. John is a founding member of the Poplar Creek Prairie Stewards, a devoted group working to restore native plant communities in Poplar Creek, a 600-acre forest preserve located in northwest Cook County. John has led the group for 30 years. In that time, he helped oversee the restoration of more than 300 acres at Poplar Creek. Since 1989, he has volunteered more than 20,000 hours, rarely missing a stewardship workday. He leads a team of plant monitors, organizes and supervises weekly stewardship workdays, leads field seminars, and facilitates discussions on restoration ecology. John's enthusiasm for Poplar Creek is infectious, and his enduring desire to serve has helped make it the thriving ecosystem it is today. We are pleased to see John Navin receive the IAPD Outstanding Citizen Volunteer of the Year Award.
First of all, I'd like to thank the association for this award. It's very appreciated. Secondly, I'd like to thank the Cook County Forest Preserves, which is over my 3 decades, I believe, has become the most enlightened forest preserve district in this county. And finally, I think a challenge to all of you out there is we have to deal with the youth and let them know that the digital world is nothing compared to the natural world. Thank you.
Jay Womack is one of the most enthusiastic volunteers of the Geneva Park District and the Forest Preserve District of Kane County. Will Mr. Womack and representatives from the Geneva Park District and the Forest Preserve District please come forward as we listen to Siobhan Lambelat, Executive Director of the Forest Preserve District, describe your service.
As a landscape architect, Jay Womack's life has been dedicated to nature, environmental education, and conservation. This past year, Jay's commitment to volunteering raised more than $50,000 and attracted more than 4,000 participants to our facilities and parks. He also spearheaded the Geneva Earth Day event, Geneva's Wine, Cheese, and Trees fundraiser, and the Geneva Park District Foundation's Autumn Fair fundraiser. His sustained enthusiasm and pride in our area are palpable qualities that draw new and repeat volunteers to perform thousands of hours of service each year. His volunteerism speaks volumes about the type of person he is, and he tirelessly works to pursue the kind of world he wants to live in and sustain for generations. Jay is unable to sit idly by when he sees something amiss in the natural world around him. We are honored to celebrate Jay Womack's passion for our environment as he receives the IAPD Outstanding Citizen Volunteer of the Year Award.
Thank you. Yes, it's my birthday.
Hey, hey.
I'm 42 years old. No, don't sing. You'll use up my 3 minutes. I got to thank the Geneva Park District and the Kane County Forest Preserve District for giving me a chance to do what I love, which is to be outside and be a mentor to anybody who wants to come out and listen to me. My wife and I and our daughter went to Sanibel Island a number of years ago on vacation. I have to thank my wife, too, because when I came inside and said, hey, I'm going to join another board, I thought her head was going to explode. But I saw a quote by a very recognizable person. It said, a lot of people talk to animals, but not many people listen. That's the problem. The quote was by Winnie the Pooh. And it changed my life from that moment forward, and I knew that every environmental challenge that was out there I had to try and take on somehow. But I also met Aldo Leopold, and he taught me about a land ethic, and that land ethic says a good steward is also a good teacher, and that's what I love most about my job as a volunteer. And dedicating myself to the forest preserves in the parks and the open space, but to kids and to people coming out to volunteer with me. So thank you very much for this award.
Our next recipient of the Outstanding Citizen Volunteer of the Year Award has worked tirelessly to preserve the waterways and lake in Mundelein, where she's lived for 34 years. Would Tori Trausch and representatives from the Mundelein Park and Recreation District please come to the stage as we listen to the Mundelein Park and Recreation District Executive Director, Margaret Resnick, describe your work.
Tori Trausch has lived in Mundelein for 34 years, raising her son and daughter in town. Living in the Diamond Lake area, she became concerned with the health of the lake. Tori approached the Mundelein Park and Recreation District about improving the slopes of a retention pond that drained into Diamond Lake. The banks of the pond were eroding and sending sediment into the lake. Thanks to Tori's initial request, the Mundelein Park and Recreation District worked with the Village of Mundelein, Fremont Township, and volunteers from the Diamond Lake Preservation Alliance to complete the stream bank stabilization project. Tori also spread her passion for waterway preservation by constructing 2 rain gardens in her yard and working with residents to install 9 other rain gardens in the Diamond Lake, Oak Terrace, and West Shore Park neighborhoods. We are proud to see Tori Trausch honored with the IAPD Outstanding Citizen Volunteer of the Year Award.
Hi, I'd like to really thank the IAPD for offering this award ceremony and for all the work that you do. And I also really want to, I really appreciate the Mundelein Park District for adopting Diamond Lake. They began managing it in the late 1960s, and they have been incredible stewards of the lake. And this project was funded by Stormwater Management in Lake County, but Mundelein Park District was a huge partner with Fremont Township and the Diamond Lake Preservation Alliance. And Margaret Resnick especially was with me every step of the way. So I really want to thank her and my partner Jay, who put up with many hours of trying to write a book on Diamond Lake, which is on the Village of Mundelein's website. And the final thanks goes to Gordon Ray, who in 1900 started taking photos around Diamond Lake, and it's amazing how he captured the spirit of the area. Thank you.
Our final winners of the Outstanding Citizen Volunteer of the Year Award have transformed the performing arts program in the Westmont Park District. Will Suzanne and A.J. Anderson and representatives from the Westmont Park District please come forward as we hear about your work with the Performing Arts Program from Dustin Cleefish, Superintendent of Recreation for the Park District.
Suzanne and A.J. Anderson have been an integral part of the Westmont Park District's Performing Arts Program since 2013. In their 6 years with this theater group, they have been involved in the planning and performance of more than 20 shows. They organize and execute a minimum of 4 shows per year, including musicals and children's performances. As their participation grew, the program faced internal challenges that threatened its survival. Suzanne and AJ stepped up and guided it through a difficult time, becoming the face of Westmont Performing Arts and turning it into the thriving program it is today. Their efforts and expertise have been recognized by the surrounding communities, and they have become sought-after performers, producers, and directors. If not for the Andersons' patience, ability to create a team, persistence, and desire to support their community and children, there would be no Westmont Performing Arts Program. We are elated that Suzanne and A.J. Anderson are receiving the IAPD Outstanding Citizen Volunteer of the Year Award.
Thank you. First, I'd like to thank my agent. And these are cool. You can really see what's going on over there. This is really cool. Okay, anyway, sorry. Yeah, my wife and I got involved with the arts because of our children. I had a daughter who was very dramatic, for lack of a better word. We thought, oh, she needs to be out there. She needs to be on stage. And she was afraid to audition. But we talked her into it. I shouldn't say we. Her older brother did. He said, if you audition, I'll audition. He says, okay. And then my middle son said, well, if you both are going to audition, me too. So they all auditioned. And they all got cast. My oldest son was not happy. But what it did for my kids was amazing. It transformed what they were. Standing in front of public speaking to all you people, greatly and humbled by all of this, they can do that. I don't know how many people here have ever done public speaking and they say it's almost as big as fear as death. Well, they can do that. And one of the things that we've been able to see during our time with Westmont Performing Arts is watching kids transform. Watching kids that are scared. Watching kids that will sit in the corner and just kind of stay there, transform themselves on stage. I remember an email from a mother saying, I don't know what you did to my son, but he won't stop singing. And that's why we do it. That's the love that we have for theater. We've seen what it does for our family, and we've seen what it does with other kids. And I want to thank Bob from the Westmont Park District, because when we were struggling, he said, AJ, I understand the need for this. Not every kid wants to play with a ball. Not every kid wants to kick or hit or do any of that. Sometimes this is what they want. So as we were trying to rebuild the organization, struggling, he stood behind me. He stood behind the group. And I stand here as one man. My wife has helped me, but we have a park board that's behind us. We have a committee that works really hard to put things together and to put great, I'm biased, great shows on for people. And if you're not doing anything in a couple weekends, Schoolhouse Rock Jr. performs at the Westmont Commons. Come out and see it. But I do want to thank IAPD for this honor. I am greatly humbled. My wife and I are greatly humbled for this. Westmont Park District, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity. Thank you.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Those of you in the room answer that question every day with the invaluable work that you do for the people in our state. Tonight, we applaud you for making a difference. Your time, talent, and dedication to park, recreation, and conservation agencies make our communities better places in which to live, work, and play. You truly are the best of the best. Congratulations to our award winners. May you continue to inspire and lead the way for others to follow.
With such a wonderful evening now drawing to a close, let's give all of our award recipients one more round of applause. Thank you and good night.